Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. So, in this video, I want to discuss 5 biggest misconceptions that I have seen that have been in this community that I have seen as a coach for over 3 years now, and in my journey as a conscious manifestor for the past 7 years. And this has been accumulation of what I have seen myself, what I have seen my clients tell me. I have had over 5,000 clients. So what I have seen my clients tell me, and a lot of things that I have seen that people misunderstand in this journey, because what happens is that sometimes we internalize a piece of information out of context. So let's say someone doesn't watch anything and just watches one video of mine and makes assumptions about manifestation on that one video that probably will not give them the full picture. So these are 5 of the biggest misconceptions I have seen while manifesting and in the journey of conscious creation. So let's work on it. First, it will always come fast. Now, this has been one of my biggest misconceptions. And as I was getting into this journey, this has been a point of heartache for me a lot of times. When I first got into it, I got into it through this route thinking that whenever I want something or whenever I want to manifest something, I will just do some affirmations and it will just come very fast, come like this. And I just thought that if it isn't coming fast, then it means that I am doing something wrong. After a long time working on a lot of manifestations myself and working with clients, what I have seen is that a lot of times it's not just about it coming fast. Sometimes you're doing everything right and it can still take some time. And that's not wrong, because there are some manifestations that will happen very fast. So think about it this way. I will give you an example that will help you understand. Let's say I want to make a pizza and I go and check the recipe on the internet. I just posted this analogy on my Instagram a few days back. So I just thought I will cover it in a video. So let's say I'm wanting to make a pizza and I get the recipe, I get the ingredients, I put everything together, and it says that put it in the oven for 20 minutes. I put it in the oven, but after 5 minutes I take it out and I say, oh, the pizza is not ready. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I should have put more cheese on it. Maybe I should have put more yeast on it. Maybe I should have put some more flour in it, so like something, whatever it is, some more water in it, some more salt in it. Maybe the oven is not hot enough. Maybe the oven is wrong. Maybe the pizza won't ever be made. But in that moment, it's not about that. Sometimes in the natural way that things happen, sometimes for my mind to believe it naturally, it takes some time, and that's okay. There is nothing wrong with it. There is a chance that with some things that you will naturally believe will happen fast, will happen very fast, and there are some things that might take some time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something wrong. It just means that you have to keep doing what you're doing for it to result into something great. Now if you feel that it has been a long time and you have been doing something and it hasn't been working, then of course check it and change your approach if you feel like. But always make sure that to stick, whenever you are sticking to something, at least stick to something for some time for it to either give you results or not give you results. The second thing, you will always feel good, or you always have to feel good to manifest. I don't even know how wrong it is on so many levels. Now, this is not against the idea that you should feel good or you should feel happy. And this is not against the idea that you should aspire to feel good or aspire to feel happy as much as you can. That's great, and you should want that. Why wouldn't you want to feel good and why wouldn't you want to feel happy? The issue starts when it turns into toxic positivity. Even when I'm feeling bad, I ignore my emotions, and even when I'm feeling bad, I run away from them. You don't even know how many people I have seen who get into this journey, and when they are going through something, that turns into escapism. I have had some clients who just don't want to look at what is actually happening and deal with it just because they don't want to feel bad. But it's not about feeling bad. It's if there is an emotion, deal with it and let it pass. Don't give a negative emotion power that it will create, but still deal with it. Don't turn feeling positive into toxic positivity and escapism. Yes, the goal is to feel good as much as you want. Why wouldn't you want to feel good? But you don't always have to feel good to manifest. One, so don't give yourself that pressure. Two, if sometimes you have to deal with something and it's slightly uncomfortable, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something wrong. It just means that you're dealing with it. For example, let's say I am someone who has had a past while putting up boundaries, I have been very uncomfortable. And let's say I do put up a boundary. I had a client recently, she put up a boundary with one of her friends where she was feeling uncomfortable about something and she said it out loud. And eventually it turned out to be something good. But once she was putting up that boundary, she was not feeling happy. She was feeling uncomfortable. But she knew it was something good for her. And eventually it made her stronger. She felt powerful later that yes, I can put up a boundary. And if I can put up a boundary in this situation, I can do so in other situations as well. So you don't always have to feel good to manifest. Yes, if you like feeling good, and of course, why wouldn't you? I like feeling good too. That should be the goal. But if you have a negative emotion, or if you have a feeling that you don't like, or you are feeling uncomfortable, don't push yourself into a toxic positive mode and not deal with your feelings. Don't escape in order to just say that, oh, because I want to feel good, I cannot experience a bad emotion, so I will just run away from it. That in itself comes out because that's fear. The third thing, getting it means it will stay. Now, this has been one thing that I have been preaching since day one, since I have been on this page. And this has been something that I will keep preaching till I keep working as a coach or till I give people advice on manifestation. That getting something doesn't necessarily mean it will stay. That's why self work is important. That's why working on yourself to the full capacity that you can is important, and changing your self concept is important. You know, the biggest issue that I see with clients, and one of the bigger things that people who are manifesting a specific person suffer with, hot and cold movement. You know why they suffer through hot and cold movement? Because they are changing slightly. That's why they are focusing on their end result. That's why they are getting the hot version, but they are not consistent enough. They have not changed themselves for it to stay in their life. That's why it comes and it goes away. It comes and it goes away. Think about it this way, that it comes, but it doesn't have the identity that you need for it to stay. So it goes away again. Don't be person A wanting to live the life person B has. Instead, focus on becoming the person B and you will automatically get the life that the person B has. So working on yourself and changing yourself is inevitable if you want these things to stay in your life. Always ask yourself a question, that do I want something or do I want it for it to come and stay? Now, this doesn't mean that make your manifestation conditional on self-work. Don't say that I have to work on myself, only then I will get what I want. But a perspective that, okay, I have to work on myself because once I get what I want it to stay in my life sustainably. That perspective in itself is very important. The fourth thing that has been a very big misconception for me, that persistence means affirming or persistence means techniques. To a certain level, this is true, but not always and not fully. Let me explain. A lot of times we see this pattern, and I see this pattern with clients. They start working on something, and then a few days later, they are reacting to something, and then like they just after some time, a month or two or three, they come back and they say that, hey, I was working on something, I saw results, but why did it not work out? And I asked them what happened, and they said that, oh, I kept affirming, I was affirming, but then and they kept and they then they tell me the story of what actually happened. And once you see the story, you realize that, oh, what they did was they just kept affirming, but they did not change their reactions, they did not change their responses. They kept acting as the old version of themselves, they kept chasing, they did not have boundaries. So it's very important to understand that persistence doesn't just mean affirming, it means a total transformation. Persistence means that no matter what is happening in front of me, I will show up as the new version of myself, because that's what the world deserves, the new version of myself. And that is when I get what I want. Persistence means I will handle my resistance and I will handle my fears. It just doesn't mean that I will just persist and say some affirmations and then still be the same person. Saying some affirmations and still being the same person will only give you those hot and cold results, not the full thing. Your reactions, your responses, your way to handle this situation, and your perception has to change fully in order for you to get these results and in order for them to stay. The last misconception, and this is probably the biggest one, that it's always going to be effortless. Now, this is simply not true. I don't even want you guys to, if you are here, you are someone who has been or has once struggled with a manifestation that has taken them a long time, or some of you might still be in the journey that you haven't still received it. But there are other things in your life that you have received and they were effortless, and you question yourself on why some of these things came so fast and some of them are taking time. It's not that you're always in a bad position, or if that it is not effortless, it's always wrong. Sometimes it's effortless because you don't have resistance against it. Sometimes it's effortless because you don't have trauma and fears and wounding against it. But with some things, there are fears involved. There is resistance involved. And when these things are involved, sometimes it takes time and it's difficult. So anyone who has went through something which they have had trauma against and they changed it, they will know that it's not easy. I have had relationship trauma. I have had wealth, money trauma. When I overcame that, it wasn't easy. But I have seen some people for whom it was very effortless, because for them, they did not have any issues in that regard. So they just had to focus on what they want and they got it. So it's not always going to be effortless. I really hope that these 5 misconceptions are cleared from your mind, and then moving forward, whenever you hear these things, you don't internalize it and don't let it become a reason for you to stop getting what you want. I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a great day and a great weekend. Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions, and I will see you guys in the next one.